with sharing my screen with you. And today we have this real English session for the level B2. And we are gonna talk about health and wellness. And today the focusing of this meeting will be vocabulary according to that. Making healthy food choices, and since this is real English, the purpose of this session is that we're gonna talk a lot. So I'm gonna some moments ask you to turn on your mic and we are trying to have a conversation, fluent conversation to improve on the way we speak, listening, vocabulary. We're not gonna be much of it in the grammar part, but we can avoid a little bit of that. But it's gonna be most likely speaking and vocabulary in this session. So it is clear for you. Are you listening clear and seeing my screen? I can't hear you if you're talking.
Yeah, teacher, I can see it.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so today I'm gonna start with is eat smart and live strong. So, like I just said, making healthy food choices. Um, um, why? I'm gonna ask you, and you will answer in your own words. Why you should think that we need to care about what we eat?
Teacher, pues, to be honest, I don't like eat much home food because I was to um, prepare my own food, my own meals, and when I had the opportunity to maybe eat home food, I feel very tired. I don't know, maybe lazy.
Okay, so you're lazy to make your own
Lazy, yeah.
food at home. So you're more on the side of eating outside. Do you like to eat in a restaurant, takeaways, deliveries, all those kind of options instead of making your food to your place? Okay, I understand. I understood what you say. Thank you for your answer. And for example, another question about this topic for as a warm up activity. How do you feel when you eat too much junk food? You are in the part of fast food, or you're more in the vegetables, salads type of thing? So which one of those you are? And of course, how do you feel if you are the person that eats too much of junk food? How do you feel when you eat too much of that?
Junk food?
Mm-hmm.
As teacher, I was saying, I feel tired, lazy.
You feel tired to make your own food, right?
Yeah,
But now the question is, how do you feel when you eat too much junk food? Junk is a term or a reference to use for a fast food. I'm
yeah,
gonna say
teacher.
it in. Mm-hmm.
For this reason, when I eat junk food, I feel tired. I feel lazy.
Okay. So you like to eat
I don't
more
know.
healthy.
Healthy? No, teacher. Lazy.
No, no, no. I mean that you like to eat. You are in the junk side of you are more healthy type of eating.
I understand you, teacher. Because
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna explain it to you
Your
in
question,
Spanish
it's
what I'm
about
saying.
your question. It's about junk food. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was saying when I had the opportunity to, I don't like it. But for example, when I don't know, maybe a weekend. and go with my mom or my sister and maybe eat an hamburger. I feel tired. I feel lazy.
Okay. Okay, I understood now. What do you mean? Do you notice any change in any changes? Okay, I can guess that you already answered it with that question, with that response that you gave me. Because the third question, sorry, is do you notice any changes in your mood or energy? And you said that when you eat junk food, you feel lazy and tired. So I think that you answered already that question too. So, okay, thank you for your participation. And now I'm gonna explain to you the learning objectives for this session today. And for start, this it thinks between healthy and unhealthy food choices. Understand the importance of vitamins, hydratations, and portion control, and interpret food and food labels and make informed decisions when we are shopping. So, um, today I have for you this meaning, this way of saying sometimes that good food is a good mood, and since I can use your own example because you just mentioned that when you eat junk food you feel lazy and tired. So it is because it's not a healthy food or it's not what we're supposed to eat, right? So today I have this example, a very short example. And the idea of these activities is that we are going to apply many maybe new vocabulary, right? So if you see a word or a meaning that you are not understanding, you can just ask me and I'll try to explain to you. So I have these two prompts here that are about talking about vitamin A and vitamin B. And according to the idea is that once I talked, I will ask you and you will give me some examples of how you can improve this vocabulary in our conversation. So for example, I have on the vitamin A that it helps you to see in dark and keeps your skin healthy. And on vitamin B gives you energy and keeps your brain working well. So as we see, we have some examples, like for example, carrots, pumpkins, sweet potatoes, and on vitamin whole, we have whole grains, eggs, banana, and dairy. So we are going to suppose that you
Teacher,
are
one
making your
question.
meal plan.
Teacher, one question.
Yes, go ahead.
Uh, what mean these sentences help you see in the dark?
Help you see in the dark. You mean you don't understand this?
It's literally, I don't know, te ayuda a ver en la oscuridad.
So give me a sec. I'm gonna. Can you repeat what did you say?
Help you see in the dark, it's literally, te ayuda a ver en la oscuridad.
Ya, de vitamin A te ayuda a tener claridad en la oscuridad. Tu visión es
Mm,
más clara, más, ya, clara, to see, para ver en la oscuridad, en ese
okay,
ejemplo.
okay, teacher.
So, ujú, em, and now the idea is with your own words and knowing we're talking about vitamin A and vitamin B, and with the examples that I have there, I want you to, with your own words right now, so, tell me of a meal, if you know what meal means,
Yeah,
uh, what you can make that contains the vitamin A and the vitamin B.
teacher, exactly. I don't know in what element, in which elements, in which, I don't know, fruits or maybe vegetable or another meals. Uh, there are vitamin. How do you how do you repeat vitamin?
Vitamin or vitamin?
Vitamin A, vitamin B, but I don't know. I try to eat. I think eat a balanced diet because I try to focus in my whole foods and maybe my plates are, I don't know, grains and vegetable fruits and try to combine with mm, protein or several resources of meat or chicken or fish.
Okay, you have a balanced diet, like you try to keep good amount of proteins, vegetables, fruits, so it is a balance. Okay, that's good. And it's totally fine. And that was a really good answer. The idea is to try to actually do that, like employ more of as much as we can of this healthy wellness vocabulary. So in this slide, we are not doctors, but is the idea just to try to engage and get used to these new words if you are not using it that much on your daily basis. So fuel for your brain. What do you think when I say fuel for your brain? What it comes to your mind?
It's cool by my brain.
Uh-huh.
I think it's
It's like a boost, right? It's like when we fuel our car. Is yeah, I can like compare those to examples. But eating varieties of foods, like you just mentioned, really, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and protein-rich snacks give us to our brains the energy it needs to stay sharp. What do you think that of the person that don't consume that much of a vegetables, either healthy proteins, and it just eat junk and fast food? What do you think those persons uh, will be like on a day, or yeah, at work, at home? Or like, what do you think of those people? If you have been one of those, you can express with your own words. But how do you see a person that eat healthy and a person that does not eat healthy?
teacher. I don't I don't talk about another person because I think it's very impolite because I don't know it's it I think uh, you need to be respect with another person because for example uh, I know many people I don't like a fruit I don't like vegetable it's difficult but I don't know as for me I try to be I try to consume my own meal because I like training and I work in my house. At the moment, I am business administrator, but I had the opportunity to work in my house. I work in my apartment, but this, this is an excuse. But consume, for example, junk food because I don't know. I have the time, for example, work and try to have my breakfast, and I don't know. It's difficult, but. Uh, At the moment, for example, I have many things to do it because as I had my work and as I was saying, I I am business administrator because I don't know recently maybe 8 months ago I finished this career and now this I start with this career in foreign language and it's difficult because uh, there are many things to do it, but I am in first semester in this career in foreign language, and I don't know. I think you don't have excuse to consume junk food, but if you like it, it's difficult to maybe all people say, for example, the healthy food. try to join, try to run, try to go to the gym, try to exercise. I don't know, but if you don't like it,
Yeah, it's personal. This is personal
yeah, it's decision.
decisions and preparations. Yes, I understand you completely. And so far, we've been taking on point too many facts about eating healthy and wellness as well. So, for example, I have 10 prompts that I will ask you along the presentation. And so far, I have this question for you. So, do you think that it's more expensive to eat healthy? And if you think that it's more expensive, you will tell me why or why not.
If you ask me, teacher, I have the two ideas about this.
Mhm.
One, the first idea, it's about, uh, I think, as for me, it's most cheap because I don't know, maybe, mm, let me think. Cheeseburger in the corral, it's around maybe cost mm, 50, what is 50 pesos?
50, yeah?
50, cost more or less 50. But I don't know if you consume, for example, I don't know, maybe a salmon or another things, an atun, or maybe you have to do your to prepare, for example, chicken. I think a meal could be cost maybe around 20, 13. Uh, a meal with chicken, with a salad, with maybe fruit, maybe, I don't know, a juice, or and another things. I think a complete meal, and it's more cheap. But in nowadays, I think healthy, it's maybe I don't know how to say a moda, because for example you can find anything, several things, a lot of things expensive around healthy food. For example, if you can, for example, because many people try to consume, I don't know, expensive 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 meal, expensive food, but I think it's not relevant, not important. Why? For example, I don't know, maybe if you want, for example, let me think in a brand. For example, I don't remember this brand, but for example, zero sugar, this kind of mark. For example, if you want to maybe a chocolate, it's zero sugar. It's expensive. If maybe I don't know, it's a cheap. For this reason, I think it's expensive in this reason. But if you want, for example, the simple things, it's cheap. It's more cheap than junk food.
Yes. It was clear for me your points of views, and thank you for your participation. As you mentioned, it depends really on what are your purpose of when it comes to alimentation, and that we can see sometimes is the unhealthy things are more cheaper than the expensive ones. Give me a sec. I sorry. Yes. So let's move on to the next slide. And sometimes, I don't know if you have ever heard the term that too much of the good thing is also bad, right? Because we need a balance in our body. So too much is bad. Some foods might taste good, but eating too much of them can hurt your health. Foods high in salt, sugar, or fat can lead to problems. So we have some effects of eating that much of something, right? So too much salad. for example, sorry, too much salt can raise blood pressure. Too much sugar can cause energy crashes, and too much fat can lead up to heart problems. So sometimes we think, or we used to think, that if you I consume too much of a what is good, I'll be good, right? Or for example, some people used to think that I will never eat sugar in my life. Of course, not abuse of that, but we need sugar in our body. Everything has a beneficial and a complement to our health. But like with everything else, too much of something can also be bad. So, for example, I would like you to tell me about your habits, or some habits that through the time of your life till the past till now, what habits when it comes to alimentation have you changed in your life? What you used to do but you now don't do it, and the opposite, what you don't used to do and now you do it.
As for me, teacher, in nowadays I try to be more conscious in my food, but try to don't exaggerate maybe because I don't like it. I think if you training, if you have good alimentation, as for me, I don't like in nowadays I don't like drunk. I don't like the alcohol. I don't like it in my life. But I had a bad habit because I like too much salt. I think it's my bad habit. I don't like the sugar, but mm, but I don't have problem if you, for example, invite or maybe if you give me a I don't know, maybe a piece of cake. I try to eat it. I don't have problem with this, but mm, I think the food and maybe the I don't know. I try to think the you need to eat all. I don't know. If I have the opportunity to eat an hamburger, I think I eat it because I don't like it. Why don't do it? Because it's one, for example, one time at month or maybe something like that. And I try to eat, but I try to be more conscious because I
Mm-hmm.
think there are a lot of bad habits worse than, for example, the salt or sugar. For example, drink. Many people drunk. I think it's bad habit. Or not smoke. Try to smoke. It's difficult. I think it's crazy. But I try to be more conscious in my food, in my alimentation, because I think when you eat more healthy, you can feel more I don't know, with more energy, with more I don't know, would you say cuando estás descansado, we should say, or
You feel more rested.
yeah, more rested, and I don't know, I think more happy. But
Okay.
I had another bad habit. For example, as I was saying, I like too much salt and I like too much coffee.
Mm.
I think it's dangerous, but I like it, and for this reason, I try to think in another bad habits. Don't good for your health, but I don't.
Okay, it's understandable. And like you said, for example, we have some of our unhealthy habits that can be more mm, bad, more that can prejudicate more our health than, for example, when you mentioned eating a burger. So you don't feel guilty if you once a month you eat a burger, and that you mentioned are better and or worse habits after the, like you say, the people that drink alcohol or the people that smoke.
Yeah,
Smoking is really deadly, and it has a really plenty of bad consequences to your health. So Those were really good examples. And as I said in the beginning, the idea for this Real English session is to employ as much as possible vocabulary around this topic. So it's okay to talk and express our points of views and compare situations and just have a fluent and dynamic conversation. So that was really good. Thank you so much for your participation.
Mm.
So now I have the time to explain or talk about considering smart swaps. So you don't have to give up all your favorite traits, like I just talked. Maybe like we are talking about something, but you go 1 point ahead. So I'm just taking this on point, and but you already mentioned it, so it's kind of funny, but it's good. So you don't have to give up all your favorite treats, like you mentioned. You can allow yourself to eat a piece of cake every now and then. If you have the opportunity, you'll do it. You don't feel guilty about it. Because then it comes the consequences for people that take everything to the like the extremations, Some people don't allow themselves to eat anything more than just water, or they eat but they throw up what they ate, and then will come the consequences of anorexic and many things. So
Yeah, teacher. And another aspect, it's about, for example, uh, I think I don't like the diet because the diet is difficult to in the time to continue. Because I don't know if you, for example, have the decision don't, for example, don't eat fats, but the fat is necessary. The sugar many times is necessary. When you, I don't know, feel down again, it's more difficult to live. I believe in in the good diet. Try to be more conscious in your food, in your alimentation, but not limited. But I think if you have the opportunity to eat an hamburger, do it. But tomorrow, be more conscious in another things and try to don't, I don't know, pour yourself in about an hamburger because
yeah, there is people that really take everything so extreme that they don't allow themselves to eat anything actually. So, like you just mentioned, for healthier options that still tastes good and healthier. We have nowadays so many options, things that are healthy, but it's also good. Because sometimes people used to relate it something. Healthy means no good taste. Healthy means it's not tasty. It's not good. It's not, you know. So that is some things that we used to, or people give us, or in social media nowadays we can see many options of good things, but that are also healthy.
yeah, teacher,
So
as you mentioned, I think it's a combinate all things because health is important. Food healthy is important, but if your mind healthy, it's important. Your body healthy, it's important. All is important. I think if you try to combine all, you can do anything. Why I say that? Because, for example, you can try to food healthy, but if your mind it's, I don't know, maybe I don't think, for example, you are very stressful, you are very, I don't know, angry. I get to don't focus in another things. You are very, I don't know, I don't remember. I don't remember any in Spanish. Procrastinate
mhm.
is but your healthy is good, and I don't know. In any moment you can try to your health. It's not good because I need when my idea about the healthy person is about a person try to combine all
Yes,
your
that's
mind,
good.
with your body, when your food, when your family, when your work, when your study. Try to be a balanced life.
Yes, that's good, and that's the main point and the idea. So now talking about changes in habits, have you faced any challenging when you try to get or eat less of something that is not good for you, but you are facing any trouble or any challenge to yourself, or it's easy for you to say, okay, I need to eat more conscious and I'm gonna be more conscious with my diet or the way I'm eating right now, so it's easy for you to control, or you have faced any trouble or like hard decisions or challenging.
I think the change are difficult, teacher, because but I think the most important is your focus in your goals. Try to, for example, in my life, I try to be. Uh, I need an approach. When I have this approach, I try to focus in this approach, in this goal, and try to achieve it. When I try to achieve it, my focus is in all, and again, and try to do my best in do it. And for this reason, I try to be more conscious in my food, in my sleep, because it's important. If you sleep well, you, for example, I know. As for me, I would like, for example, practice triathlon. When I
Mhm.
have time, for example, the weekend, Sundays, try to go to the near to Bogota. I don't know if you hear, but there is a place called Tota Lake, and try to go to biking and practice swimming in open waters. But I don't know. I think you need a focus in your life. I need your focus when you think in your focus, when you think in your life, when you think, for example, in your in your goal, you you are more cautious in your alimentation, in your dreams, in your sleep, in your family, in all because all is important. If you need, for example, I don't know, maybe your goal is your at university, your career, your degree, you need, for example, good relation with your family, good relation with the sport, good relation with your mind. And for this reason, I think it's always important. I know people, for example, in the gym. Uh, I have I have a friend, and this man, for example, this like go to the gym. It's very dedicated in this discipline, but the weekend uh, he likes go to the party and another things, and I think it's crazy, but because all processing all week finish in one day and the weekend, and I don't know. I think it's for this reason. I think it's important. I try to combine. Maybe try to eat a diet balance. I try to combine, for example, try to rest more, try to be more conscious about your sleep, try to be more conscious about the good relation, because if you, for example, I am single, I live alone, but I know people who live with your family, with your mom, with your another person. When this person live, for example, with your mom, with your children, with your another person, but don't have good relation, I don't know. I think your food is bad. Your dream is bad. Your all is bad.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's my idea about this teacher.
Yes, it's totally understandable, and I get to the point where you mean by around what is around you means the person that you are. So if you are in an unhealthy environment, everything will be unhealthy too. So yes, one thing leads to the other one. Eh, okay, let's move on. We just mentioned this topic that the portions in control. Okay, you can eat this, but don't abuse of that. You can eat one burger, yes, but I'm not gonna eat 20 burgers a day. Of course not. So it is like an exercise to and trying to figure out that I can eat it, but conscious and having a good amount of balance, like we just mentioned it. And so let's move on. So I had this kind of exercise or example that hand roll for a portion. Sometimes we, as a nutritionists or doctors used to say that a flat palm, it can be the example of a serving of meat protein, our fist, It can be one serving of rice, pasta, or grains. A thumb can be, sorry, I moved this here. One serving of fat or dressing, and open palm, it will be one serving of vegetables or fruits. And with all this, and so far, I would like you to tell me what is your favorite vegetable and your favorite fruit.
Teachers, talking about, for example, I don't know, the portion, mm, I try to, it's difficult because when you have a discipline, for example, in any sport, your portion are different for other person. Your necessity are different for different people. But I try to not measure my meal. I try to combine all. For example, if you ask me about, for example, my favorite meat, it's mm, uh, my favorite kind of meat. It's the meal. I don't know. It's the la carne, sí?
Beef.
Yeah, beef is my favorite. But I like also the fish. My favorite vegetable could be, I don't know, lettuce, tomatoes, and try to combine with a salad. Avocado, but avocado is a flat, yeah. It's a natural fat. But I like it. And I don't know, my favorite, I don't know. I try to combine with, I don't know, carbohydrates because
Mhm.
I think it's important. But many people try to avoid carbohydrate. I think it's crazy because carbohydrates are necessary to energy.
That is the fuel.
Yeah, teacher, it's important. And many people think, for example, I try to don't eat rice, don't eat pasta, don't eat, but it's important because the carbohydrates are important in your energy. I think it's more important in, include, for example, how do you say incluso?
For say what?
Incluso, teacher.
Include that you
Let
want to
me see.
include?
Even, sorry, even for example, even mm, the protein, because for example you can eat a lot of protein, but your energy it's bad
Low.
for this reason. Yeah, you see people with the I don't know, in your skin it's difficult because your eyes, I try to, I don't know how you say, se le salen más. Entonces tú ves la persona como muy así, pero también por los carbohidratos. O sea, all is
Mhm.
important, teacher. All is important. I think it's important.
Everything give us in our healthy and good amount or portion a good of something like you say carbohydrates give us energy,
Yeah,
give us
teacher, but
energy.
as you say at the beginning, for example, many people try to, for example, try to consume food related about, for example, what you see in the, I don't know, in the phone, in your social media. Social media are very contaminating this reason because many people try to express, for example, the carbohydrate are bad. I think it's important.
Yes, that is true. And what is your favorite fruit?
I think it's an apple, green
Oh,
apple,
I like
teacher. I like
green
it.
apple. That's good.
Bananas. I like it.
Banana is also good. Good. And so be a smart shopper. So check the nutrition label. Look for calories, sugar, salt, and fat content. We might consider those things when we are shopping. Watch for tricky terms like low fat doesn't always mean healthy, and also not added sugar that also doesn't mean that is healthy. And also compare similar products and choose the one with more nutrients. And healthy eating is a form of self respect. What do you think of this? Just to conclude about this phrase.
Yeah, teacher, I think it's a beautiful reference because I don't know, when you focus, when you are more conscious in your health, in your goals, in your life, I think it's a way you respect yourself, because you need to, I don't know, love yourself. It's the best important, but I don't know. I think it isn't difficult. There isn't difficult to be healthy. The idea is be more conscious. I think it isn't difficult. I think it's easy, because I don't know. Try to combine, for example, try to, I don't know, the food is delicious, and try to do it. Try to take advantage of this alimentation, but I don't know. May, all portion controlled are important. Are all and the idea is try to be happy in all things.
That's good. That's very, very good. I would like to, for conclude, before we finish, that you will help me to read this. Let's wrap up. There is 6 prompts, and I would like to you to help me to read it. So, can you read it, please?
Yeah, teacher. Healthy food gives your brain and body the energy it needs. Mm, Vitamins A, B, and C help with your growth, energy, and immunity. Too much sugar and fat can make you feel tired or sick. Smart swaps like fruit instead of candy make a big difference. Portion control helps you get the right amount of food to eat. Reading full labels helps you make informed choices.
Thank you so much. And remember that when we say get, you get is the G sounds like a get, so it's get. But
Okay,
other
teacher.
than that, that is really good, and you have a really good pronunciation too, and you have a really good amount of vocabulary. You express really clear yourself. You make yourself understandable when you want to share a point of view. Your expressions and linking words are connected, so everything always have a cohesion and coherence, so it's easy to understand the way you talk. So thank you so much for your participation. And I don't know if you have any questions or if you would like to share something.
No, teacher. And, on the contrary, thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience, because my English isn't good enough. And as I
No,
said at
no,
the
no, no, no.
beginning,
You
uh,
have a really good level of English. You express really good yourself. You, when persons are learning a new language, it's sometimes difficult to have the cohesion and coherence. Some people want to say something, but because of the lack of vocabulary or linking words, it's a little bit difficult to get to the point or to be understandable. But you make yourself really clear, you talk really good, you express yourself clear, so you have a really good level. So I appreciate it, and thank you so, so much for your participation, for active
no, thank you.
participation, because that make the flow of the class more enjoyable. So it was a really nice
No,
to
yeah,
listen and
teacher.
hear you talking about all these things that you consider that are good, that are not good, and telling your experience.
No, teacher. On the contrary, as was saying, as thank you for your time, thank you for your patience. I don't know. I am in first semester and this career, and this is difficult, but I try to do my best, because I don't know. Many people told me, for example, don't worry, man. You are in first semester, but I think it's in the idea. The idea is you decide, do something, try to do better and better by step. And for this reason, I try to, not, I don't know, maybe continue learning. And I
So
like
what do
to,
you do to learn English in your daily basis?
uh, not teacher. To be honest, as I saying at the beginning, recently, 8 months ago, decide to finish my career, yeah, in business administrator.
Mm-hmm.
And in this moment in my life, the idea was learn English, yeah, and try to improve it and try to, I don't know, do a course and something like that because I like it. And in this moment in my life, maybe at the beginning this year, um, I had in my mind the idea to travel in another place in another country for try to do immersion in English, but my mom was sick, and for this reason I don't come. I couldn't do it, but
Oh.
now I have the opportunity to researching about this career, and I don't know, I decide to start. And it's crazy because, for example, my sister tell me what happened, man. You are business administration now. What you why you want to do a professor to be a professor? And
Mhm.
I don't know, but my idea in the future is try to combine language with business as it's my idea, and for
And
this
that
reason
will
decided,
open many opportunities.
yeah, for this reason try to decide start with this career. And I don't know, it's my level in English, try to do my best and try to improve it, but I don't know, I think I lack many things, I lack many English because I think my weaknesses is try to be more fluently in my English, but I
But
don't
you
know.
are really fluent. You keep a good going on when you're talking.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you.
Yes, don't push it so too hard to yourself. You're doing good, and I wish you the best on this career and many good opportunities in the future for you.
Yeah, the idea, teacher.
Yes, thank you so much for your active participation. I'm gonna share with you right now the uh, attendance link for this session. Let me just find it. I need to open the speaker. Royal English.
Teacher, one question.
Yes,
For
go ahead.
example, you work in another place, different to the university, teaching.
No, I am doing the same career as you. I'm studying the bachelor and in this university, the UNAD.
Yeah, teacher. But for example, you teach in another places or try to, for example, private classes or maybe in a college or in
Yes, I
another
have
place.
some. I gave some private lessons with the students, but it's like not official part of the university. But I do it myself. Yes.
Teacher, I would like, I don't know, at the moment when I finish this class, when I finish the record, I would
I'm
like
gonna stop the
ask you,
recording so right
yeah.
now, so we can continue talking. Let me stop the recording and
Okay.
the share.